Hello everyone, I am Ankita Jain. I have secured All India Rank 3 in UPSC Civil Services Examination 2020. So this is a lecture series where I will be sharing my strategy of UPSC preparation. This is first lecture wherein I will be sharing strategy for freshers. So let's get started. Hope my screen is visible to you. So this is the preparation strategy for freshers. I will be focusing more on freshers going forward. So I'll start with some motivation. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. There will be a lot of ups and downs in this journey. This is a very long journey. It was quite long for me also. I have been preparing for it for more than 4 years. This was my 4th attempt. So I have seen defeats. I was not able to clear prelims in first and third attempt, but that must not stop anyone. So if you face any failure, take it as an experience. Learn from your mistakes and keep going, move forward. We actually get defeated when we stop trying. So keep trying. Agenda of the meeting is, I'll be sharing 3-4 things. I'll be sharing my success mantra. Then I'll share my book list. And then broad strategy with timeline. And then I'll share what will be there in the next upcoming videos. Before I start with anything, I would like to put a disclaimer. That is, my strategy is very personal to me. It depends on how things were there for me. What was the situation? So my strategy is dependent on my circumstances. Therefore, I recommend you to modify strategy according to yourself. There would be a lot of strengths of yours which were weakness for me, and vice versa. There will be a lot of my strengths which are weakness for you. So I encourage you to modify strategy. This strategy is just to give you an idea that how you can actually divide your time, how you should go about it, and what kind of books you should refer. And I cannot stress enough on the importance of strategy. I like to say it in 2-3 lines. So there are a lot of people who are preparing for UPSC. Many are working for 10 hours. They're devoting more than 10 hours every day. They're doing hard work. Everyone is doing hard work. But then what differentiates one from other? It is the strategy. Having said that, let's move forward. My success mantra is, first, learn. Then you try to test whether the things you have learned has completely internalized or not. Then you try to analyze. Analyzing your mistakes is very important. If you do not follow, if you just learn something and then try to test and do not try to analyze your mistakes, then it is a futile exercise. This exercise will be futile. You have to analyze your mistakes and then try to improve on them. Just make sure that whatever mistakes you are making in your mock test, you are not repeating them in the actual examination. This strategy has worked for me in many exams, and this is true for this attempt also. This time I focused on what things I was doing wrong and how can I improve on them. That was the one most important factor in this particular success for me. So going forward, I'll share my book list. Before I share my book list, I like to tell you that these are the books that I referred. You may refer different books, but what is more important is that you should be able to grasp the concept. Understanding is more important. So book list for polity. First and foremost is NCERTs. If you are new to polity, try to read NCERTs from 6th to 10th class. Then focus on NCERTs of 11th and 12th class. Finally, when you are done with this and you have a fair idea of what polity is like, then go to this, Lakshmikant. This is your bread and butter for polity. Okay. And apart from these, I also followed M-Puri IES. This is a coaching institute. I did coaching of GS2 from here, and then the notes, I made notes in the class. Here I did coaching for polity, governance, and IR in their module of GS2 plus. These three things were covered, so I followed these notes. Now this is very important for prelims, and this is more important for your mains. However, in mains you will have to read a little bit about Lakshmikant depending upon the current affairs, what is there in the current affairs. So read about it. For example, if president is in news quite a lot of time, then it is important to read about president from Lakshmikant. Okay, in prelims you can focus only on Lakshmikant, and those who are doing PSIR as optional, political science and international relation as optional, they may avoid this step. You can follow your notes. Okay, I'm telling whatever I followed. You can change it. Okay. Now coming to economics. Economics NCRTs. If you do not have background, like I said before, read about them, and then this becomes important. This is important even for prelims. Okay. Then after that, I studied notes of Shriram IS. I have not taken coaching from Shriram IS, but I got notes of Shriram IS from market, and then I studied about those notes. But you can also study Mrunal notes. From these, do only one thing, only one. Both are not required. It's up to you. If you are able to understand Shriram IS comfortably, go for it. Otherwise, you can go for Mrunal. And then there will be role of current affairs also. Here also current affairs for polity. Actually, current affairs will be there in every subject. So I won't be mentioning it separately. I won't be mentioning them in these subjects. I'll take current affairs separately. Now going forward, book list for geography. For geography, NCRTs are enough. First read 6th to 10th and then focus on 11th and 12th geography. Sometimes what happens is we don't get some concepts. For that, you can follow videos. I followed videos of Raj Tanil madam on Mrunal. So sometimes I found difficulty in understanding one or two concepts. In that case, I followed these videos. So this is selectively. Also, GC Leong, this is also selectively. Okay, for geography, this is enough. And now coming to environment. For environment, actually, I followed a lot of sources for environment. There were some chapters from NCRTs, and then there was one consolidated notes of vision. I followed this thing. But you, instead of following all this, you can follow Shankar IS notes. My sister has followed Shankar IS notes, and many of my friends have also followed Shankar IS notes. They are good for environment. You can rely on them. Okay. These are just notes. Okay. I have not taken coaching separately for these things. Going forward comes the history. In history, there are many things. Ancient you can study from NCRT. 11th, 12th is sufficient. Like I said earlier, 6th and 10th for understanding only. This is true for all subjects. Okay. Then for medieval, again NCRT. Same as above. For modern, I read NCRT, but then I stick to only one thing, spectrum. This I didn't read afterwards. Okay. Only one reading is enough. Only 1 or 2 reading for understanding purpose is enough. Then you can stick to spectrum. Then comes art and culture. For art and culture, I followed fine arts. There is a one very thin NCERT book of 11th class. And then there is handwritten notes of Nitin Singhania sir. Okay. Apart from that, world history is also left. World history. For this, you can follow Arjun Dev. This is basically NCERT. I think I have covered history. In history, your mock tests are also very important. Mock tests. So whatever mistakes you're doing in mock test, try to learn those things. It will help you in prelims. Mock test for prelims. And in fact, for mains also. That's how I prepared my history. Now going forward, governance. For governance, I followed Empuri notes. And also, I followed current affairs. Current affairs mainly from Vision IAS booklet. Monthly magazine, basically. For international relations, I followed current affairs. So I'll deal with current affairs separately, where I'll tell you what are the sources for current affairs, and then Empuri notes. Going forward, for society, I followed NCERT. And then I followed current affairs. For science and tech, since I am from a science and technology background, I didn't read NCERTs, but if you are new to science and techno, then go for NCERTs. Read them. I think 8th onwards are sufficient. This is optional for those who are not from science background. Otherwise, current affairs and mock test will be sufficient. For disaster management, it was based mostly on current affairs and whatever we read in geography. And there are short notes available in the market for disaster management, some 20-30 pages. So you can prepare short notes from them, and then you can follow disaster management notes from there. Current affairs are important for disaster management. Now coming to current affairs. So I am planning to have a separate class for current affairs. That is how you should read newspaper, how you should make notes for current affairs. But I'll share some sources here for current affairs. One is your newspaper. There will be a detailed class for current affairs separately. Then there was Vision IAS monthly magazine. Then there was Vision IAS PT 365, mains 365. And apart from this, you can follow one YouTube channel also. It is a very good channel. It was started last year. It was useful for me while I was in training. Time was really less. So this channel really helped, both in prelims and mains. So instead of following PT 365, I followed the videos of this channel for prelims, and similarly for mains. However, I went back to mains 365 to see whether any new concept or any topic has been left. Then I updated my notes from mains 365, but I followed this primarily. So we have covered our book list. I'll just repeat whatever we have covered. Polity, I have shared with you. NCERT is Lakshmikant Empuri. Economics, NCERT is Shriram or Munal. Book list for geography, 11th, 12th mainly. Then the videos of Mrunal and GC Leong book selectively. For environment, you can go either for NCERTs and Vision IAS notes or Shankar IAS notes. I would recommend go for Shankar IAS notes. For book list of history, for ancient NCERTs, medieval NCERT, modern also NCERT only for understanding purpose, but spectrum completely. So for ancient medieval, you will be reading NCERTs, but for modern, you will be reading spectrum. Art and culture, fine arts NCERT of 11th class. It is a very thin book. Then there is handwritten notes of Nitin Singhania sir. Then comes world history. In world history, you have Arjun Dev NCERT book. You can follow that book. And then comes the importance of mock test for prelims and mains. Then governance, Empury notes, and current affairs. Current affairs I'll take separately, but I have mentioned some here. International relations, current affairs, and Empury notes. Society, science and tech, and disaster management, current affairs. Now coming to broad strategy. So I have divided broad strategy in 3 parts. Whether one should go for coaching. This is a very big question for everyone. Then what should be the timeline? How we should prepare? Whether it should be integrated or only first prelims or mains? These questions we'll handle here. Then do's and don'ts. Okay. So coaching. I have told you that I have taken coaching for 2. जो मेरी coaching थी, that is for GS2 from Empury. These are classroom coaching, okay? Then philosophy from Mitra's IAS. Then there were mock test series for prelims. I have taken from Vision, and I have taken from Insights. Insights very selectively. Their history tests are good. And then for mains, I followed Vision IAS. I would say that apart from Vision IAS, you can check questions from other test series also. But for answer writing purpose, you can depend on Vision IAS test series. But do keep a check on what other coaching classes test series questions are. I heard that there are 2-3 good mock test series such as Forum IAS and Vajiram. I have personally not given their tests, so I cannot really comment on them. So you select accordingly. Then there was mock test for interview. In 2018, I took a lot of mock tests. There were more than 10. For 2020, I took around, I think there were less than 5, I think. Because I felt that I was not getting the required benefits from mock tests. So I abandoned them in the end. And then I think I relied more on my one-to-one discussion. I'll be explaining my interview and essay preparation separately. I have got good marks in interview, 212, and I have got 146 in essay. And these 2 marks are actually have helped me because last time my essay and interview score was low. This time they were good. So I'll be sharing their strategy and what changes I had made in my strategy with you separately. So basically, I just want to tell you that you can go for coaching, but it depends on you. Why do you want to go for it? And for me, philosophy and GS2 were technical and they were new to me. So I thought that I should go for their coaching. Otherwise, for other subjects like history, economy, I felt that I can do it on my own. So I didn't go for it. So basically, it depends on you. If you're comfortable with your understanding and if you're confident that you can do it on your own, then don't go for coaching. But if it is required, for example, in my case, in philosophy and GS2, then you can go for it. There is no compulsion of not going or going to the coaching classes. I think I have not mentioned ethics book list. So I'll be sharing ethics strategy separately in the upcoming videos. Ethics notes I made on my own, and I'll share how I made notes and what all I referred, okay? That I'll deal separately. Actually, a lot of Googling has been going. I have done a lot of Googling to prepare ethics notes. So I'll share with you how you can make notes and how you should go about ethics separately. So what's the conclusion? Coaching depends on your level of understanding. Okay, it is very subjective for everyone. So I leave this question on you. I have told you what factors you can consider for selecting the coaching classes, whether you should go for it or not. So now I'll be talking about timeline. So generally we have 1 year, okay, before our prelims. So how we can divide it? So I'll tell you, just before prelims, suppose your prelims in June, okay, so you can devote 3-4 months just before prelims to only prelims. So you will be devoting Feb, March, April, May. This 4 months is actually subjective, but my recommendation is please devote at least 3 months for prelims. And for mains, so after prelims, you can devote your time entirely to your mains, 2-3 months. So suppose your prelims got over by mid of June, then from mid of June, July, and suppose your prelims is in September, August, and then September, whatever mid date is there. Now coming 2 months after mains. So suppose your mains are done in September, you can take 10 days break, and then you can devote October and November to an integrated preparation and revise at least once your mains notes. Then just before interview, depending on your interview date, devote 1 or 2 months on interview. Take 2-3 mock tests, mock interviews in this. So plan accordingly. This is actually flexible depending on your capabilities. This is just a rough idea I'm giving to you. And after interview, you will complete your cycle. Now this is the integrated phase. So what is your integrated phase will be October. If I start from today, October, November, December, January. In this phase, try to complete your notes. Do your notes making of both GS and optional. And I would recommend if you can write some answers during this period, it would be very helpful for you. During this period, I actually made my notes of optional and I appeared for one test series also. So that has actually helped me. In 2017, this happened. And this is in the successive attempts also. So I take test series irrespective of my clearing prelims or not. Whether I'm clearing prelims or not, I'll be giving test series. So answer writing is very important. So this is how you can divide your time. This is a very rough timeline. You can modify it according to your strengths and weaknesses. Going forward, what are the don'ts? So first and foremost, your resources should be very limited. If you try to study a lot of resources, you won't be able to make notes and you won't be able to make crisp and concise notes, which is actually very helpful in the end. Notes making, I'll be sharing strategy of making notes in the upcoming videos. For example, if I'm sharing strategy of ethics, then alongside that only I'll share how to prepare notes for ethics. Okay, I'll take it that way. Notes making is very important. So you keep your sources limited, do notes making and revise them very oftenly. For my optional, I revised it in past 4 years. I have revised it more than 50 times. When during my second attempt, I wrote my mains for the first time in my second attempt. That time I had revised it at least 20 times. This is a very conservative number I'm telling you. I had revised it more than 20 times. Then I cannot emphasize more on the importance of test and importance of analyzing your tests, your mistakes, and then improving on it. Then this is the last but not least. These are actually broad do's. There are many do's, but these are the things which are more important. You should take care of yourself. If you are suffering physically, you won't be able to give your 100% and your output would also get affected. So keep a check on your health and never stop believing in yourself. Then what are the don'ts? first don't is perfection. Please don't go after perfection, because if you try to perfect only one thing, then your other thing will get affected by it. Suppose if I try to devote my entire time to my optional, then I won't be able to prepare for my GS. As it is said by Voltaire, perfection is the enemy of good. And in UPSC, good is required. Perfect may not be required. So first reach a basic level, then try to perfect it. Breaching your own goals and deadlines. So whenever you plan, if you are making a strategy of, there would be long-term goals, there would be short-term goals, and there will be some deadlines. So don't breach them too often. Sometimes breaching them by 1 or 2 days is okay, and that too only sometimes, but don't breach them too often. That will be registered in your mind subconsciously. That will reduce your confidence also. When you actually achieve your goals and when you actually meet your deadlines, your confidence boosts. And third thing that you should avoid is chai pe charcha. Sometimes I have seen that many people go for a break and then they keep discussing over chai, how we should go about one particular topic. Actually, this is not required in UPSC. In UPSC, while writing answers, you would require 5 to 6 points maximum. For example, there is one topic, then positive, you will need only 5 and 6 points. Negative, you will need 5 and 6 points. Getting more points like 10 and 12 points in under one topic and in under one perspective is actually not required. So if you can avoid it, try to avoid it. Comparison with others. What is more important is you do comparison with yourself. You have to improve day by day. If you try to compare with others, then you will be comparing only with their strengths, with others' strength. You won't see that they are also struggling with some other thing. Everyone is struggling with different things. So just try to compare with yourself. Do not try to compare with others, because that will affect your confidence. You can be underconfident and you could be overconfident because of this comparison. So try to avoid it. Sleep deprivation. So if you think that you will sleep for only 4-5 hours and then you would be able to get the required output, that is not true. You should not compromise on sleep. Try to have a good 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Now coming to the last part of the lecture, what's next? So in the next videos, I'll be sharing strategy of current affairs, how you should handle current affairs, and what are the sources that you can follow, and how you should do the note making. Notes making is very important for your prelims, mains, and as well as interview. So I'll be sharing strategy of how you can make notes, and I'll be sharing it subject wise. I'll be sharing detailed strategy of some subjects such as ethics and polity, economy, essay, interview. All this I'll be sharing in the upcoming videos. And then I would like to leave you at a higher note that you should believe that you can do it, and I am certain that you will do it. So you can and you will. Thank you, and give me feedback. What else do you want me to incorporate? I'll try to incorporate in my next lectures. Thank you very much.